Yeah, here it is Friday morning all of a sudden. And I'm out here with my hound Buster. We're gonna do some more work on something or other. But for today, now for the last week or 4 or 5 days, been working on this. It's a OMARV TSR 160 Flail Mower. And you see all the gearbox is missing and all that kind of stuff is missing. So I've been working on it, and now I gotta wait for, maybe a week for some parts to come for it. But I'll show you what I've got done so far, and maybe I'll wind up this video here. This is the gearbox for it here, and this is the gearbox, right? This thing here, the spline was all wore off it, so I took it all apart and I fixed, like I welded on the top of the spline here, and then I used my machine thing to grind it off, and then ran it through the what do you call that thing, the what did I use? I used this thing here, a mini milling drill machine, and that's for the edges, and then I use this for the round bits, is my mini lathe. So I got it all. Anyhow, it seems to fit and work, and I think it's okay. It has to this piece here has to fit on here. Whoops. No, I got it jammed on there. I'll get it off. Anyhow, that piece there has to fit on there. Set lock this way, and that seems to be okay. And then there's a this fits onto another shaft that drives the flail. This part here fits onto the back of the tractor, like the PTO on the tractor drives this. Then it's like a 3-to-1 reduction or something like that in there. Big sprocket, small sprocket, so 3-to-1 faster. Like this is coming out at 540 RPM, so this is likely about 1200 RPM or something like that. I'm not sure. Have to check and make sure this isn't plugged. I'm waiting for the seals to come. This seal, and this seal here. Then I can start putting it all back together. But for now, that's as far as I've got, and you can follow along and see what I did with it all. So there you go. I did some work on on the flail part, and I did some work on this. So I'll put this video out, and hope you enjoy it. Like and subscribe, and see you later. Yeah, I guess I'm a farmer today. So this thing here is a OMARV, what is it, a TSR 160 flail mower. And there's a differential here. One side is all wore out. I'll show you what's going on. I did a little bit of work on it. Got started on it anyhow. Now I'm going to pull it out of here and put it over in the active area and see if I can fix the teeth. Willie wants the teeth, a better way of holding the teeth on. This thing here is likely fairly important. I better not leave that on there. Goes in that pile. So over in the shop, oh yeah, and there's the drive line for it right there. But I'll show you over in the shop here. This is bucket full of teeth, and a bunch of bolts that hold all together. So in the shop I've got a couple of bits over there. Well, everything is heavy. I can barely lift it. But that's old man-itis there. So in here is the Porsche, but so here's the differential, or the gear, or the whatever you call that thing. Now you see this, that spline is all just worn right off of it. So taking it apart is not the easiest thing to do. And there's this other spline, this other one here, but you see that right here, there's some end play in there, and there's stuff going on there that shouldn't be going on there. So that one there is likely close to the end of its life, and Willie's got another one. So between the three of them, maybe we'll get one that will work properly and be a happy system. This is a bit smaller than that one, but just the mounting screws are all the same, so I'm pretty sure it's the same system. Here's the drive belt thing, and then the shaft, and there's the old here's a new spline thing for to go on the output shaft, right? The output shaft then goes over to the knee bone, and the knee bone connects to whatever it connects to. That's the output shaft right there. So that spline gets, this thing here gets hooked onto that output shaft. And then I need a new bearing like this one here, and then I can start putting it together. So first off, I'll wait till we get more information on this stuff before I do anything to it. If I have to, I guess we'll start pulling it apart and changing bits, but if I don't have to, that'd be good. I'll take my little tractor and I'll pull that thing. It's heavy. I'll pull it over here and put it up in these logs here so I can have a look at what's going on with the all the things, like the flail stuff. Maybe I'll change the design there a bit. Yeah, here we are. Got the work area set up. Anyhow, I pushed it over here with the tractor. This cover here, I'll get that cover off, and then that'll expose the flail underneath there, I hope. And I'll see if it's, see how the bearings are on that. I think the bearings are okay on that anyhow. This one here seems to be turning okay, and it doesn't, it looks like that needs a new bearing in there. Maybe I'll see if I can get that apart. This one here, that bearing there might need a new bearing too. I'll see if I can get that apart. That one there is all welded together, nothing I can do about it. Okay. Yeah, now this thing here comes off, okay? Oh, the big rollers down there, I see how it works. Anyway, we'll just, oh, I see, there's big pins here. Ay. Have to have a look at that and see how that works. Anyway, I'm on it. Yeah, there. Well, I wonder if that, see that? I wonder if that'll work any better than, it had cotter keys in it, but all the cotter keys just break out. It's not a pressure spot, but they do flash back and forth and you get hit by stuff. So you want to be able to get the thing out of there at a later point. I guess you can get in there with a little grinding wheel and grind that off if you want to. Anyhow, give that a try. I'll show you how I did that. First off, we'll get a pin out, right? Hang on, I'll set you up here. There, so look, there's no cotter keys holding anything, right? So it all just comes apart in my hand like that. These bits here. And I guess these flails are still okay. And that's where it used to be. So I'll drill a 1/4 inch hole there and then use one of those nuts. Hang on, I'll show you how it happens. Yeah, first I've got a drill bit, same size as that hole there. And then I just make sure that it'll go through straight. Not quite, eh? Yeah, it looks like it's going straight now. That's pretty good. Then I'll take that drill bit out of there and put in a 1/4 inch one and re-drill that hole out to a 1/4 inch. Yeah, here I am, pretty well ready to go here. So now a little bit of oil on it, right? And we'll, it goes through pretty fast. That's true. So there you go, that's that simple, right? To make the hole. So now I'll just get the next pin and do the same. I got a mosquito trying to bite me. Oh, he's dead now. Anyway, one hole done. I'll show you how to put this in now. Yeah, so here I am. Wait till I get you lined up here. So there's the new 1/4 inch hole, right? And I'll just set you up here. Somewhere where you can watch all this. Pretty exciting stuff working on farm machinery, right? That's where it goes right here. So the pins are square so they won't turn anyway. You make it so it's going to go in like that way there, so that the bolt's going to be coming out there, right? One of these spacers on. 2 of these flail things on. And another spacer. There we go. So that's, can you see that the hole is over here? Maybe I'll just turn you over to this side now, hey? Right there. Okay, now got a bolt like that. And a nut like that. And it's a nylock nut so that it'll hold on there. And you just slide this through and hopefully it's going to work. Yeah, so then I need to pound on that a bit. See, this one here is a little bit need a hammer. Where'd my hammer go now? Oh, some days. Hang on, I'll be back. So the first one I made a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch hole, and it gave it enough room to move over there. This one here, you see how it's, I need to have the hole a little bit farther towards the edge there because this thing here has got a burr on it or something. Make it so it'll work. We'll just, I'll have a look at that, why that's not going through all the way. Yeah, so this is all rounded out here. I gotta clean that down a bit of this. Because this is bent so the pin won't go in that way. It'll only go a one-way pin. I guess I got a challenge one here. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll clean that up a bit. Yeah, there I was grinding away, but I had the thing pointing the wrong way. Anyhow, I used this grinder here, air grinder, and I just took off that extra burr of an edge there, and now this thing here fits in, so I'll put the teeth on there. I'll show you how. Yeah, there's the one I'm working on there. Anyhow, I'll just now this will fit in there, I hope. Yeah, there we go. And then I've got my 7/16 wrench or 11mm wrench, and I think it's a number 5 on this thing. So I don't pull it up tight, I just pull it up so it's loose in there, and that'll keep the pin from falling out, I hope. That's 2 done, only another 14 to go, so I'll show you when I get it done. Yeah, there's all of them done there now. And they're 1/4 inch stainless steel bolts and nylock nuts on them, and an Allen key, number 5 Allen key, does the top side. So they come apart pretty quick and easy. I didn't change any of the blades because they're all mostly pretty good. The worst one's right there, and it can live for a while longer. And I changed only one of the little shafts there, pins. One of the pins I changed because it was bent, and I couldn't get it to fit in there. Some of these are getting kind of used up, but they're still working, so we'll let her be. And now the next trick is to get this roof back on in a way that it holds properly. Yeah, now I'll sort of figure out how this stuff goes together. I think that they had this holding that down, but I think it's supposed to be just a bat, like to come against it, and then the weight of it's supposed to hold it down. Maybe there's a latch that goes on or something like that. I'll figure it out as we go along, see what happens here. Because these things here, they don't just line right up either. There to there. That one there pretty near lines up. But it could come this way a little bit. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I think it's supposed to be just offset a little bit so that it can open up and not bash on each other. We'll just see what I can figure out. Anyhow, there's that'll be for tomorrow, so that's the end of it for today. Buster and I have other stuff we have to do. Okay, see you later. Yeah, back on the tractor business. Well, it's not a bad day out now. It was raining pretty bad earlier, but I've got these, so I won't go outside. I've got one of these, one there, 2, 3. The clean one there is the one that's came off the machine, so we'll see if we can get that one to work properly. These other ones here we'll use for parts, if we can. We'll hope that we can find the seals. I was able to find this pillow bearing, or whatever you want to call it, this bearing in Charlottetown, and I asked them about seals there, and they think they can find those seals. And then I've got some gear oil and a bunch of what we would call hardware, nuts and bolts, big nuts and bolts for fixing up that thing out there. We'll see if we can get that thing back together and in working order. Okay, now what am I doing? Excuse me. I'll just carry on. Yeah, so this is off of a big old bush machine, right? For mowing bush, a flail mower. Anyhow, there's this snap ring in here, and then there's another snap ring back in behind this seal. So I have to get that seal off of there, and then maybe I can push that stuff out and see what happens. There's another snap ring, I'm pretty sure, down there. Anyway, there we go. There we go. Got that seal out without completely destroying it, but pretty close to destroying it. If I really had to, I could fix that and make it seal again. Anyway, Doggy is helping me here today, and not very happy about it, are you? Eh? Okay. Yeah, now snap ring here, but I got the wrong tool. I got to get the one that squeezes it together. And then I think that thing will pop out of there, and then, well, we'll find out. Yeah, there you go. The proper tool makes all the difference. I fought with that, trying to use these little pliers, which are made for, smaller snap rings. So I finally went and got a decent set here. So that's good. That came right out. Makes life easy. I'll see what comes next. Yeah, that came tapping out of there. This bearing I think is okay. Nothing wrong with the bearings in here. There's this bearing goes in here, and that looks all right. I want to get this side here out. So there was, here we are, the pinion gear thing, and then this washer like that, or spacer. Then this bearing goes on there, right? And then after that is on this shaft here. See these grooves here? There's a little metal thing that goes in there and makes it so it'll go click, click, click. It'll turn one way, it won't turn the other, ratchet type thing. So that shaft is all okay, and it looks like everything's going to be fine there. The next shaft is this one here. Now I think there's likely behind this seal, there's likely a snap ring of some sort back there. Yeah, they're a little bit too close to it all the time. So I'll get this seal off and see if I can get that out of there. Then hopefully one of those other ones will be the same size, and I'll be able to put it in here. We'll just see. Yeah, there. Took a bit of violence to get that seal out of there, so I don't think it's going to be much good anymore. Hey, let's see if I can get a new one of them. Get a new one of them, and a new one of them, and get the three of them, I hope. We'll see. Now there's a snap ring right here, and then this thing should just pop out of there. Well, famous last words, eh? What will it do? Like, I hate to put all that pressure on the, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, there, that came out. I left that bearing, there's a bearing in there now, still. And then there's a second bearing on the shaft here. So it's got a double bearing at the, like here and here, there's bearings there and there. Now, what will I do? That seat there looks okay, as far as I can tell. So that bearing is all right. This bearing seems to be okay. That seal there, whoops, where am I pointing? Sorry, that seal down here, this bearing seems to be all right, and the seat seems to be okay. This bearing here is okay. So now if I can get a donor apart here, and hopefully it's going to be the same size. So I'll pick the one with the best spline, I guess, eh? What do you think? This one here has got a bunch of play in its bearings, hey? This one here got a bunch of play in its bearings. Which one? Well, maybe I'll choose this one. I don't know. Give it a try. Might have to take both of them apart. Anyway, here we are. So I've taken apart, this is the spline. Now, sadly, those ones are all different splines and everything. I think they're different on the inside. The pinion gear is different. This seems to be a more robust pinion gear here. So what I've done is I put some weld on here, and then I took it on my machine. I'll show you my thing there, whatever you call that thing, the milling machine. Yeah, where is it? Right there. The milling machine. So I put it on there, and just like I welded it up high, and then I've ground it back down with the milling machine to, you know, put it near the right level. Still got to go down a bit more, but that might, and then I'll clean out the grooves, and that might fix it. I'll do this half here, and then I'll do this half here later. But just, you know, this is an experiment, see how it works, see if I can get it to go inside this thing here. So anyway, that'll be for tomorrow anyhow, because I've had it for today. It's 5:40, so time for quitting, time for to go away. See you later. Yeah, I haven't checked out these for a while. Yeah, here I am milling. So I put this in this time. I welded up on that side of it over there. And now I drop it about you know, not even 1/1000th of an inch every time. And then wheel it through. And that goes until I get to about the 2-inch mark over there. I think I'm pretty close to there now for this one. I'll spin it back and forth a couple of times to smooth it out. Oil is your friend. Now this is just a mini mill machine, and so, you know, it's pretty slow going, but you just gotta take your time and get it done. So that one there is ground down to, you know, the right level. Now I've got all 5 sides sort of started on a grind down. This one here I had trouble with, so I turned it back to later. Might need more metal. Anyhow, they're a lot better off than they were before. So we'll just carry on grinding them down and see what happens. Seems to be pretty good weld, and like the metal looks good. So what I'll do is I'll grind these things all flat to the right level, pretty close to the right level. Then I'll get the edges done with a different bit. Like that's too big a bit for that. This is just sort of flat to go across them all, eh? Anyway, looks all right. Yeah, so to get the sides done, the edges done, I just put a couple of spacers underneath in here, so that it lifts it up to the right height, and then it comes down to the 2-inch mark approximately to be at the right distance. Then I'll clean out in the groove. There's some splatter in the grooves there. I'll clean that out with just a grinder. So I've got another 1, 2, 3 to go, or something like that. I'll show you the next one here. Hang on. Yeah, to set it up, I'll just... It's all eyeball, this stuff, eh? But it seems to be coming along all right. I think it's going to be all right. Well, it looks like I did all the outside ones. So now to do the other side. So I've got you set up on the wrong side there. I'll move you over to the other side here. Find a place to put the camera down. How's that? Not bad. Now, you take all the wheels and make it go to the right place, right? Just get it close to where I want it, because I gotta It's easier now with this side because it's got the edge on there. This is just cleaning up splatters. Yeah, that's just cleaned up that edge there, and it takes it down to about the 2-inch mark every time. Might be getting pretty close here to being okay. I think this one here has to be cut down a bit more. Can I point right? This one has to be cut down a bit more to fit into the spline, but I think we're getting close. Okay. Yeah, can you see me? Yep. So here's what it has to fit into, right? And here's my measuring device. I don't know, like so. Inside measurement here, 34.52. Okay. Now. Outside measurement on this. Each one will be different. 34.6. That's got to come down a little bit. 34.8. That's got to come down a little bit. 34.4, that's got to come down a little bit. So they're all pretty consistent. They all come just down a little bit, eh? 34.9, 35.15. So every one of them's got to come down a little bit. So I'll do that, and then the distance here. Can you see that? The distance on there is 13.81. Oops. Distance on there is 9.01, and in here, excuse me, measure the distance in here, close as I can. 8.17. So they're a little bit wide, and they're a little bit high. So more milling, but actually it'll come out pretty good. It'll take some of those rough edges off. So I'll take them down another little bit off the tops. Off these tops here, and that top and that top, I'll take it down a little bit. Maybe just another thou or something. And then, from then, I can go and maybe I'll make them skinnier right now because I'm all set up for doing skinny. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll make them skinnier first, and then I'll take the tops down. Yeah, so I had trouble getting this to be level, right? And then one end be narrower than the other, but they're still, you know, within. I'm still too wide. So what I did is I put a drill underneath this edge of it, and then laid it in there and tightened it on here, so it doesn't matter how high it is on that side. Might be a bit of an angle on this, but I don't think that hurts anything. And so now that one's down to the right size. Sorry, that one's down to the right size, and that one's down even skinnier than the right size. So I put this blocker in here to stop it at right here. There's a block. You can move this blocker up and down, so that stops it when I gotta stop cutting. Yeah, now I've got it on the lathe here to see if I can get all the tops to about the same height. So I've already ground off, you know, 1/1000th or so, or whatever it is. Well, there, that worked, and it's slides right on there. Isn't that something? I think that spline is pretty good shape there now. Now this end here, I'm wondering whether I should attempt to do that end there, or just, yeah, likely I should. I'll just fill in those bits of holes here and see if I can, then with the lathe working like that, that makes it pretty easy work. If I had thought about that earlier, I would have been done a lot earlier. Oh well. So now what I'll do is I'll weld in here and then get the sides ground down to the right size, I hope. That's going to be difficult because the way that the grinder there is getting it set up in the grinder to work is difficult because of the edge of it here. I'll just before I do any more welding on it, I'm going to see what I can do about getting the grinder set up, or the machine tool, the machiner. What do you call that thing? What's that thing called? Mini milling drilling machine. Okay, so if I get the milling machine set up so that I can reach up to this end, which is difficult. Okay, I'll do some setups. Yeah, so I went over and welded on these things here again, right? So first thing I'll do this time is I'll bring it down to the right height, and then I don't have so much material to deal with the mill. See how that works out. Yeah, there, I think I'm done with the lathe and the mill now for a while. So I've learned a bit about milling and lathing. Lathe. Anyhow, this spline goes on here properly, and it looks pretty good. The back bit isn't as good as the front bit, but I didn't want to get too much weld on there because I didn't want to screw up what I already got good. Anyhow, now tomorrow, day's done now, so tomorrow I'll start putting it back together and see if I can find those seals for it. Okay, that's all for now. Yep, so tomorrow I'll take the whole shooting match into that place where I get bearings, and they might be able to come up with a couple of seals for me, but I'll take everything in so that they can measure it and get it right. Anyhow, there we go. Yeah, so now I was able to get this seal here that goes here, and the other seals that need this seal here is coming from somewhere on the planet. So I'll knock that one out of there as gently as I can. And then I'll, I hate to take that out and not have a replacement for it, but I'm pretty sure there's a replacement coming. And then the seal at the end is coming from somewhere else on the planet too. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll see if I can pull that one out of there without wrecking it too badly. Yeah, so this thing here, these two shims go on here like that, and then this bearing goes on top of it. That goes down there. I'll just get a thing and drive it on there properly, and then it goes into this shaft here. Yeah, that's right. And then the snap ring goes on this side of it. Okay. Yeah, don't you love it when a machine comes with its own tools? So I have a couple of, this is out of a TR7. This is out of maybe out of TR7 too. A couple of them I just stuck them on like that. And this thing here, which is the thing for it, fits right over, and then you can just drive it down till it comes up against those things, the spacers. So that's good. That's on. Now, next on my list, I have to put some of this. I'm putting some of this ultra slick engine rebuilding, engine assembly stuff on all these. I put some on this bearing already, which I did not remove, and now that shaft here got to come in from the other side to there. Okay, that's coming. Yeah, there, that's in. And now I have to get the snap ring back on right up at the end here. It's got to be pulled this way and put the snap ring on. Okay, that's what I'll do next. Yeah, there it is. That's in there, and there's no play in the bearing at all. It's got those two shims on the other side, snap ring direct on this side. Feels good. Goes round and round. That's what it's supposed to do. So that must be okay. Now this shaft here goes on like right here after I get a seal on it. Then it gets bolted together somehow. I'm pretty sure these bolts or these holes here are important for something. Anyway, we'll get to that when that's a mystery because I didn't take it apart. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, where am I? Oh, these things here. See how they're beveled on one side and notched on the other side? So they have to sit in this thing like that. Then they ride when when you let go of the gas, or turn off the throttle on the tractor, this will let the differential spin, click 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 click, it'll go, so that it doesn't break anything. Gives it a little bit of easy friction, any easy movement. And they also go into this over here, like something like, where am I? Oh, sorry. Over here, they go into that, and they're spring loaded. There's a spring behind them. So I'll have to figure out how it all goes together. I'll sort of dry fit it here, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, there, that's kind of how it goes right there. See how, like, it'll turn. Wait till I set you up here. Oh dear. See in here how that'll will allow it to freewheel that way and grabs that way. So anyway, that's how they sit in there. Now it's a matter of getting them to go in there. Yeah, there, I just put a tie wrap around it here. That might hold it. Who knows? It all has to sort of hold your tongue right and get it together. Is that in the right way? This one's backwards. Or that one's backwards. This one's backwards. Oh dear, oh dear. Let me get it right. Now I have them all backwards. So the bevel has to go to this side, to the left side. Bevel is left. Slant is right. S-L-A-N-T, 5 letters. R-I-G-H-T, 5 letters. Bevel, B-E-V-E-L. Likely has 5 letters too, B-E-V. Yeah, so it could be either way. Oh well. Anyway, bevel goes to that side. I'll see if I can get that right. Yeah, I got them in the right way now. So bevel on that side there. That seems to work okay. Yep, that's all right. Okay, now I'll get it apart here. I'll put a tie wrap on them and see what I can come up with. There, that's how they're supposed to sit. Like that, with the slant side here and the little bevel thing here. And that catches on there. Okay, as long as I had that on the right way. Did I have that pointing the right way? Maybe I have it all backwards and upside down. Oh yeah, of course I have it all backwards and upside down. This should be pointing that way, right? So, oh yes, they're opposite to what there should be. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'll have to clean that off. I'll do that right now. There we go. That's the right way around now. Now, when I switch them around so the bevel's on that side, right? And that sounds like it did when it was in the thing. Clink, 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 right? And so, the funny thing was that the springs are on this side too. So, that's, collaborating evidence there. Okay, well, now I'll sort of get it apart and together and see what I can do about getting it right. Yeah, so I had it jammed together there, but this washer, I had it on the wrong side. It has to be, so there's the bearing, then there's this blocky thing here, and then there's this. Then there's this bit, can't be. Yeah, now that's the way it's got to be, like this has got to be on here, because that goes on there, right? The only place for it. But then it wouldn't jam, it wouldn't go together for me. I couldn't get it to jam, to push into this right here. And that's a pretty tight fit, that one there. Oh, I guess it's just a matter of getting it in there. I'll figure out, maybe I can get the press figured out to do something about that. I'll see. Oh dear, I got something wrong. Must have, those shims were supposed to be on this side of this, I bet. Don't remember now. Oh well. So I guess I got to take it all apart and see if I can get it right this time, because it won't turn. So it must be jamming against it. So anyhow, I must have the shims in the wrong spot. Yeah, so now here I am, back at the beginning. Whole day done on this thing, not wasted, learned. Yeah, you're learning stuff. Anyhow, I put 2 shims in there, and that pushes that pinion gear out. So I think I need to pull it in by putting the 2 shims up here. So this has to come off, and I've got a puller for that, this puller here. Take that off, and I'll show you that maybe. Yeah, there it is. So this contraption all hooks onto everything and gets underneath the bearing down there. So I'll show you this. Hang on, I'll get you set up. There you go. And now I just have my drill contraption, right? Or so once it gets started, and I tighten this up so it's not pulling so much on the outside of the bearing. Get this into the center of the bearing maybe. More into the center of the bearing anyhow. Yeah, now I remember. It comes with its own tools, eh? Like that sleeve there. I slide on there, and then I can knock that bearing into place. Oh, this one's not too tight on it. No, that's loose. Oh yeah, I gotta go in the wrong way here. Okay, you dummy lord. That's why. Gotta go this way. Then this has to go in. And that goes on there. Yeah, there. I don't know if you can see in there, but oh yeah, here's the light. Here you are. The snap ring is on. 2 shims are on this side of it. I guess my first clue should have been that they're the right size to go in there. Hey, oh well. I am a dummy. There's that. Now I've got the bearing underneath there and the spacer, and then that, and now the shaft will go through this way, we hope. Yeah, there we go. Those things are in with the bevel on this side, right? All the way around. Now I'll just see if I can get this stuff to work. Yeah, there, so it's like it wouldn't turn before, right? Now it's turning this way. So that's a good sign. I still have to bash it in the rest of the way, but I'll carry on bashing and then that should work, we hope. Where am I? Oh yeah, here I am. So here, snap ring tool really makes life easier. Should have had good ones of these years ago. So you just put it in that far and then you can release it. And now, like, you can release it up here, but I need 5 hands to do that. And then just push it in, it'll snap into this place. And then it's known as a snap ring. Wait a sec, I'll show you. There, you see that right there. Now if I just push on that with a screwdriver or something, find a screwdriver. There, it snaps in. And it just about snaps in. Might have to give it another couple of bashes just to get it down far enough. Make sure that it goes in there right. Hang on, I'll show you when I get it done. Yeah, there, finally. And you turn this end here and that end there turns. That's good. And it has like the clicky things work so that it won't lock on. That's good news. Now I just need to get the seals, and we'll put the seals in and then it'll be all set to go. I do have one seal right here. It goes on this one, but I'm going to wait till I have them all before I put them on, and then I'll do that. Okay, so that's all for this for now. Then tomorrow I have to wait about a week before I get the pieces for it, so tomorrow I'll do some work on that, or maybe I'll do some work on this. Yeah, I think I'll do some work on this because I got boxes full of stuff here for this. Yeah, it just stopped on me. Anyway, I'll sort of clean this stuff up and have it ready to go for when I get everything here. And I'll work on that for a while tomorrow. Okay, bye for now. Yeah, that's as far as I've got, so I'll put the back plate back onto it and just set that aside, and I'm gonna, these other pieces here, that one and that one, they just will live to see another day, but I think they're pretty wore out, and one of them had some water in it, so that's bad news. This thing here, I'll just set it aside until I get the parts, and that'll be next week sometime. So that pretty well does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and come on back soon. Bye for now. Yeah, here we are, coming into the beach. Looks pretty normal. Water's pretty rowdy all the way across there. Brown water, brown ocean water. The pond is all right, no flooding here. Well, there wasn't much rain. It's a little bit of drizzle right now, but hardly anything to talk about. See how much of the beach got cut away here, because usually it gets cut away pretty good in a storm like this. Yeah, the bench got knocked over and looks like the waves came right up here and a little bit over, but not very much. Yeah, the waves came right up to the top of the beach. New slope to the beach today. It'll take a little while for that to come back to normal. And I'll put the bench back up.